Hey, come in for a second. I want to talk to you the same way I talked to a friend who's been asking how my setup suddenly started feeling so cinematic. When I brought the Skywave X70 into my living room, it didn't just upgrade the sound. It changed the entire energy of the space. You feel at the moment it powers on, this sense that you've finally stepped into the level of home theater you always knew you'd get to someday. If you're someone who actually notices detail, who hates flat audio and wants your movies, games, and shows to feel like a real experience, check the current price and stock while you listen. There's always that moment where you realize your old soundbar or TV speakers just aren't delivering anymore. For me, it was during an action scene where everything sounded thin. I'd been putting off the upgrade, telling myself it didn't matter. But the day I switched to the Skywave X70, it felt like walking out of a cramped room into open air. You stop tolerating weak sound the second you hear what real depth actually feels like. And the relief is instant. You hit play on something familiar, and suddenly the room fills. The bass isn't just noise, it has weight. Dialogue separates cleanly instead of getting lost. Atmos effects wrap around you in a way that feels physical, like the sound knows where you're sitting. And because it's all wireless, the setup doesn't invade your space. It just blends in and transforms it. In day-to-day use, you notice little moments that catch you off guard. A quiet scene with subtle background effects. A game where footsteps move behind you with real direction. Music that fills the room instead of staying trapped in front of the TV. You start watching things you've already seen just to feel them again. Once you experience sound with this kind of range, it's hard to go back to anything that feels small. Take a quick look at the price now before continuing. These systems fluctuate, and they disappear fast whenever demand spikes. If you're hesitating, I get it. Maybe you're wondering if it's too much for your space, or if you'll really notice the difference. But that doubt fades fast when you realize how much life your old setup has been draining out of your movies. One thing that surprised me was how well the sub blends. It hits deep without drowning the room, and it makes even simple scenes feel alive. You feel a different level of ownership pride with a system like this. It signals that you're done pretending basic audio is enough. It tells everyone who walks into your space that you value experiences that actually feel premium. Richer moments in every movie. Sound that fills your entire room. Bass that adds emotion, not noise. Clarity that lets you hear everything. A feeling that your home finally matches your taste. The only real downside is you'll raise your standards for everything you listen to, and you might spend way too long revisiting your entire library. But at some point, you stop comparing and pick the setup you already know you want. So check the link, see the current stock, and bring this upgrade home before you talk yourself out of the experience you've been craving.